Every Friday of Lent anticipates, in a way, the solemn Friday of Holy Week, Good Friday. And today, the first reading speaks especially about the persecution of the just, the difficulties that the just and the holy man has to suffer. Think about this. If you are a mediocre person and you're surrounded by mediocre people, everybody's calm and happy. If you're an evil person and you're surrounded by evil people, everybody's calm and happy because no one really has to deal with their own iniquity or their own mediocrity or evil. But when among sinners there is someone who is just, then he becomes obnoxious and complicated. So I want to offer you two examples that help us see this better. Imagine that you have a house, and the house is all messy, dirty, and, nothing is in its place. But suddenly, one of the kids of the house says, I want to be different. I want to have my room better. So then suddenly this kid, he gets his room tidy. He throws out everything that he doesn't use, and he starts sweeping the floor, and he vacuums the carpet, and his room is looking pristine. Then the room stands out. And if someone comes into the house, they say, wow, this room is really different. And it makes everyone a little bit upset because the room that's looking nice makes it more clear that the house is not in the shape that it should be. Let me give you a different example. Maybe this happened to you. Sometimes there's a group of friends, maybe in college, and all the friends are unchurched. Nobody goes to Mass. Everybody's living happily in sin. And suddenly, one of the friends finds the gospel. And one of the friends finds the joy of being a Christian. And he gives up on sin. When he was around with his friends and everybody was a sinner, everybody was fine. But when suddenly one friend doesn't want to drink or doesn't want to do drugs or wants to lead a different life, then all of the friends get upset. Because the friend that now has a new life makes their own sin much more evident. JP2, he celebrated Mass once at a youth day, the biggest Mass in Rome for the Jubilee year of 2000. And he said something to all the youth there. He said, don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be different. And I think these words also can apply to us. Sometimes we want to blend in just, not to make any trouble. We want to blend in so we don't call on other people's mediocrities. But I think that the first reading today and the example of Jesus reminds us that we're not meant to blend in, but we're meant to stand out. And it's okay if we suffer some persecution because we truly choose what's better and what's, let's say, holier. So let me finish with this question. Is there any way in your life where you're choosing a lesser good just because you want to fit in with the rest? Is there any way in your life where you're conforming with just being okay because you don't want to go through the pain of standing out? Today is a good day to remember that we have to accept that sometimes we're called to stand out even when that's uncomfortable.